I was just wondering exactly, do you feel that this is a good message to send to young people instead of encouraging them to use, like, abstinence or birth control or something, because it's basically making them feel comfortable with just having unprotected sex and feeling like it's okay to just kill babies, and I find it...
So, thank you for that question, caller. Thank you for calling in. And that caller wanted to, I guess she's really trying to state that should we be promoting birth control or abstinence? And what the Chicago Abortion Fund promotes is choice. We make choice possible. And so whether that is a woman choosing to terminate a pregnancy, we believe that every woman has the right to make her own choice and govern her own body.
Exactly.
If she chooses to take birth control, or if she chooses not to take birth control, that's her choice. If she chooses to carry a pregnancy to term, or she chooses to put a child up for adoption, she should have a range of choices up under the reproductive justice umbrella that allows her to live her life to the fullest. And we're not here promoting anything but a woman's choice to govern her body. And if a woman comes to us and she needs assistance, like, for example, we have women in our leadership group that, in order to get to the leadership group, they've had to gotten funding from us, and so they've gone through the procedure. But we had women in the group that actually got pregnant again and carried a pregnancy to term, and she's still in the leadership group. So it is about a woman's choice. It is not about promoting anything but a woman's choice, and we believe in that. We believe I don't have the right to tell anybody how they should live their life or what they should do with their body or whether they should take birth control. I mean, I don't have that choice, and I don't want anybody to enforce their beliefs on me.
And I'm so glad that you answered that. Also in L.O.R.E, it's about thinking about this as a reproductive justice framework. It's about access. I do completely agree. It's about having access to safe abortions, or choosing to have a child or not to have a child, and not to have governmental institutions tell us what to do with our bodies. This is about creating a safe space to promote community mobilization on our rights, to be able to choose what we would want to choose for our home, for our children, for our sisters out in the community, and our own family members. It's about choice.
Thank you, Nilsa. I think we have a caller. Go ahead, caller.
Hey, Gaylon, I'm sorry.
This is who? Can you turn down your...
I did. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hey, Gaylon, this is Brittany.
Oh, hey, Brittany. How are you?
I'm fine. I was just watching. I want to let you know I think you're doing a great job tonight. And also about the callers, just, the callers you just addressed. We support choice. And that's it. I'm sorry. That's one of my babies. But you know what, Gaylon, I just wanted to let you know I was watching.
That's Brittany, one of the women in our leadership group, and she's actually been on the show. Thank you, Brittany.
You're welcome.
She's actually been on the show, and one of the things that's empowering about bringing these young women that have not had the ability to have any say-so around certain choices in their lives, empowering them, taking them through leadership training, making them, feel a part of this movement, and having their voices heard around that. And so Brittany has, gone through our services, and she's part of our leadership group now. She's actually been traveling with us to conferences, learning about reproductive justice, blogging on our website, and so forth. So she's one of the superstars of the organization.
And I also have to say, Gaylon, I really take my hat off to you, because one of the things that I had no access to back then when I had my procedure done was a place where I can talk about what has happened to me and mobilize myself in order to do something bigger or empower myself. And this leadership that you have in advocacy, this new work that you're doing it's excellent, to be able to empower the women to give back to the community. And because everyone is a leader. We all are able to lead. It's just that sometimes we need something to be, a spark or something to be tapped, and an organization or a group or a person that empowers us to mobilize. And I really wished in my time frame, when I felt that I had no one, that I would have been able to have a program that you were. that working. So with that being said, is my question to you is, what made you decide? I mean, what caused that for the program to?
And that's a good question.
Rise?
Thank you, Nilsa. Well, I have been poor. I have been marginalized. I've had abortions. And there was nothing like that for me. And I know the feeling. And as a woman of color, not having enough sister circles around me to support me in my decisions, I began to think a year and a half ago, what's happening to the women after we give them the funding? What happens to these women? And if they're the most poor and marginalized women, they're coming to us because they can't afford it, then they go back after they have their procedure and they can't pay their light bill, or they can't, feed their family and so forth. And so thinking, we should follow up with these women. We should call them and start to ask them, are you okay? Do you need any additional supportive services?
Exactly.
And from that offshoot, just sort of, filtering them out to different resources that they need, or sending them things in the mail, different materials to read and so forth. Then we began to think, some of these women could be at the table with us. The pro-choice movement always says, where are the young women, where are the women of color at the table? And it's true, it's a handful. And so, yeah, I'm here at the table, now. I get paid to do it. But what about the other women that are directly impacted by these injustices and these repressive laws? They should have their voices heard around this as well. And so I just thought, let's start calling them back after the follow-up process. Let's start establishing a relationship, establishing trust with them, and inviting them to come back to the table with us and take part in the training. So that's where that all came from. I think we have a caller. Go ahead, caller.
What's really painful is that Roe v. Wade came around the time I was finishing high school. And that was really a big deal to us. And what's really bad is, okay, maybe now I'm in my early 50s, and personally, okay, I might not need the services, but I'm seeing the children of my friends. And what I'm reading is that most college-age women are not pro-choice, and it's so sad that it's like the whole cycle has to start over again. They don't realize, what it's like. It's like the pro-choice movement has to start all over again. Until it comes to their own house, they're not going to realize.
Yeah, thank you, caller, for that. And that's true. And I think this is a good time for us to go to our overhead, so that if someone out there needs assistance, they can call our number. It's listed right there, 312-663-0338. That's the line to our client services. Or go ahead and check out our website, www.chicagoabortionfund.com. If you want to send an email, you can go ahead and send that to info@chicagoabortion.com. And you want to support, you want to volunteer, you want services, you can call that number directly. I'll show this one more time before we go off the air. That was